This is Lois Whaley for Women Today and Yesterday. I have quite a different type of show today. Probably the most different part is that you're going to see a lot of males. Some of them are actually going to be talking on camera. That is because we are showing the Ohio Environmental Council Gala. The reason being that our Upgrade Athens County received a prize in the form of an award of being called an innovative green group, and having innovations here in Athens County that could be models for the rest of Ohio and even for the country. So the Ohio Environmental Gala will be the first thing that we will show. And the people are, some of the folks are people that I have known for years and years, because I did serve on the Ohio Environmental Council board in the 1980s, quite some time ago. In fact, I was secretary for a while, and I have here in my folder of environmental writings that I've done over the years, some of those actual minutes from OEC meetings in the 1980s. But you will see for yourself that we received this recognition from the Ohio Environmental Council at the Green Gala. And I'm hoping that you will be able to hear what our people said. There are several things going to be shown in addition to the Upgrade Athens County, and they will be, of course, other events, other people who attended the gala, people that there is one clip, for instance, of the woman who received the Public Service Award this year from the Ohio Environmental Council, that being the U.S. Congresswoman from Toledo, Marcy Kaptur. And there are other people that we will try to identify. And I hope that you enjoy seeing the Ohio Environmental Council Gala, which was taped by my friend Alexa Ross. She doesn't want to have too much credit, but she should get plenty of credit for taping this event. And then this next event that we will also show will be about interesting things that happened in the past week right here in Athens County. So you can look forward to that. And that will be a separate part that we will introduce separately. Right now, I would like you to see some pictures of from a map, actually, several maps of Ohio, showing, first of all, the southern part of Ohio, and the Ohio River, because of course that's very close by. We have the Hocking River being a tributary of the Ohio River. And if you look at the map, you'll see Meigs County, which is the bit that looks like a boot. It kind of goes like this, a boot. And there is a closer picture, more of a, you can see the boot, I think this time it's got a high heel. We've got a high-heeled boot on the Ohio River between Ravenswood, West Virginia, and Pomeroy, Ohio. So these are the Ohio maps that you will be seeing.
To present tonight's Green Innovation Award, please welcome the OEC's Managing Director of Energy and Clean Air Programs, Trish DeMeer.
a chill at the state level, a glowing spark of hope for a cleaner energy future warms up at the local level. And this spark isn't just in urban areas. In fact, a rural area in Ohio, known for its fossil fuel industries, is now emerging as one of our boldest examples of clean energy progress. And that's due to the leadership of our next award recipient, Upgrade Athens County. 2 years ago, the people of Athens County and the city of Athens, Ohio voted to invoke the Community Choice Law. This law allowed for collaboration in the creation of a council of governments called the Southeast Ohio Public Energy Council to purchase electricity in bulk for area residents. Usually, bulk electricity purchases are used simply to get a price break for ratepayers, but the leaders in Athens dared to do more, including ensuring that 25% of their purchased electricity came from renewable resources. They are building the 5th largest solar array in Ohio, and they're growing local jobs in the clean energy sector. This plan is reducing the area's carbon footprint in a major way and leading the transition away from a fossil fuel-dependent economy. For their energy efficiency programs, Upgrade Athens County is developing a network of local contractors who are training workers to do the efficiency upgrades. These are jobs that cannot be and will not be exploited. Upgrade Athens County is setting a high bar for other communities growing a local clean energy economy throughout the country. In fact, they are just one of 50 communities competing for a $5 million prize through the Georgetown University Energy Prize. This is forward thinking. This is making permanent and lasting change for a more sustainable future. Please help me welcome on stage a dynamic, visionary, and very hardworking team. Athens County Commissioner Chris Schmiel, Southeast Ohio Public Energy Council Executive Director Roger Wilkins, and Upgrade Athens County Executive Director Sarah Conley.
Back in 2011, when I was beginning my campaign for Athens County Commissioner, our community was in the midst of a fracking frenzy. Landowners out of Baldwin County were attending these signing events, excited about the millions of dollars that they could be making soon. At the same time, all the college professors and anti-fracking activists were holding protests, fearing that our idyllic college town was going to transform into an industrial wasteland. It made for an extremely tricky and energized political atmosphere to campaign. Instead of campaigning as pro or anti-fracking, I started working towards developing a discussion around energy. I was interested in addressing energy in a proactive and positive way that could include everyone in our county. Upon taking office, I had never heard of aggregation. I knew it sounded a lot like aggravation, but we looked at the PUCO website and discovered that the poorest part of the state was lacking using this great tool to save money for their customers, our residents. So we luckily were able to pass it on the first try, and we kind of worked hard on developing a holistic approach to this, the SOPEC. We've had a lot of help from this organization called NOPEC, Northeast Ohio Public Energy Council. A lot of thanks to them. Also, a lot of thanks to Empower Gas and Electric. And yeah, we're competing for this Georgetown University Energy Prize. The grand prize is $5 million, and we really want to win.
It is truly an honor, and on behalf of Upgrade Athens County, I thank the OEC for the opportunity to receive this award on behalf of our project. This project would be nowhere without the amazing community members who have given generously of their time and talents to get this project off the ground. We've had 26 active volunteers contributing over 14,000 collective hours just to develop and grow the programming. And we've impacted thousands of people in Athens County, encouraging them to raise their energy IQ to help us win the Georgetown Prize. I'm the director of SOPEC. He has served as a steadfast thought leader and visionary for community energy and for many years in Athens County. I want to thank Roger for giving Upgrade so much of his time and energy, and for being the calm in the storm when we need safe harbor. And Chris Schmier, it's real, our fearless county commissioner, who has been a catalyst, the mover and shaker, and the boots on the ground for Upgrade Athens County since the start. Without Chris, we wouldn't have so many community members fired up to save energy. And I want to thank him for giving our county the opportunity to use this tool innovatively. I also want to thank Matt Roberts and Tenny Bannock and Susan Schroed, our dedicated staffers. They flex nimbly in an ever-changing work environment. I also want to give a shout out to Nolan and Dan here tonight from Empower Gas and Electric. Thanks for taking the chance on Athens County. We love your help, we love your support, you're great guys. And just on behalf of us all, I do want to humbly thank the OEC for recognizing our project and giving us the chance to tell our story tonight. It's truly an honor. Thank you.
A warm round for Upgrade Athens. Because we need to see more projects like that all across the state. But unfortunately, we won't see them unless Ohioans make a better understanding of where our electricity comes from, the role that's playing in climate change, and the other options we have for cleaner and cheaper power.
We call these special people forces of nature. And tonight we pause to remember 12 such remarkable individuals, 12 forces of nature who passed from our midst over the last year, trailblazing Ohioans whose caring and example and ceaseless efforts have left us all better off.
Marcy Kaptur stands out as someone who isn't just interested in the appearance of getting things done, but actually getting to the business of fixing things. Congresswoman Kaptur has been instrumental in virtually every positive policy impacting Lake Erie in the last 30 years. From giving the Army Corps of Engineers an earful about open lake disposal in Asian Park, to directing millions of dollars in funding to Lake Erie restoration efforts.
Thank you to the Ohio Environmental Council for this important distinction. Your organization has served for many years as a crucial ally in the fight for safe and clean water, fresh air, vibrant ecosystems, and a healthy Lake Erie. Today, harmful algal blooms and invasive Asian carp threaten Lake Erie, our region's greatest natural resource. Our lake is a precious and bountiful source of food, water, and wonder. But it needs our help, our continued leadership, and the stewardship of our communities. Our work in this effort is ongoing. This year, with the help of many advocates, including the OEC, we were able to restore $300 million in funding for the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. We announced a new request for the financing cleanup and delisting the Black River area of concern in the Wayne County. And we are fighting hard to uphold new and improve clean water protections from the United States EPA as part of the waters of the U.S. And I continue to push for the Land and Water Conservation Fund, another important tool in this effort to be reauthorized by the end of the year. Again, please accept my humble thanks for this great honor. I look forward to continuing to work with the OEC and our many friends to inspire lasting stewardship of our precious natural world.
Here we are at the Ohio Environmental Council Gala, where Athens County has just received Upgrade Athens County Award for Green Innovation. And among the guests here tonight are the Langhals, Kelly and her brother, Luke.
That's right.
Luke, tell us a little bit about Ultimate Air.
Ultimate Air is a specialty manufacturer in Athens, have been for 20 years. We sell product in all 50 states as well as 10 international countries, and we base ourselves right out of Athens, build the product there. It's a U.S. product, very high efficiency. We only work in very high efficiency homes, super insulated, and all we do is ventilation systems. and we're very proud to be a part of the green community in Ohio.
Yes, and especially in Upgrade Athens County.
Absolutely, fantastic program.
Thank you, Ellie. You're our lady guest today. And how old are you?
14.
14. My goodness, such a young lady.
And learning a lot here, that's for sure.
That's
Especially from
nice.
some experienced people like you guys.
And you mentioned, I think, doing a upgrade of a house.
That's right, yes. I just purchased a house south of German Village, a 1925 renovation project. So it's coming along. There's a lot of holes to patch and insulation to fill and windows to fix, but it's slowly coming along. It eventually will be an energy efficient house, I promise you that.
Oh, great. And your mother is helping you, I understand.
That's correct, yep. She is helping me decorate and choose paint colors because I'm not very good at any of that. I just do all the hard work.
Oh, okay. Every family needs someone who will do the hard work.
That's right.
I'm the energy advocate for Upgrade Athens County. All right.
What's your role with Upgrade Athens?
Whatever they want me to do. Take out the trash, rearrange the furniture.
Make coffee. Very important.
So once we had staff, I could sit back and say, let somebody else do the work. That's great. It's a great position to be in. So there.
I'm thrilled that Upgrade Athens County has been recognized by the OEC for our project. It's humbling, it's amazing. It makes me feel like we're really part of a much bigger and broader movement. And it takes us out of our little county and shows that we really are doing work that everybody can appreciate and be excited about. So, yeah. Thrilling.
So it empowers a provider of energy efficiency and renewable energy services to communities. So the way we work is we talk to a community, we find out what their goals and objectives are, and then we help them achieve it around energy efficiency and renewable energy.
Lady, hi!
Rochelle Becker.
I have to get outside before I sing. This was a great night. Yeah, and Upgrade Athens won this terrific award, and we're so pleased and we're so proud because Southeast Ohio and Appalachian Ohio leads in this state. When people want to figure out how good things happen, they look at Southeast Ohio, so I'm really proud.
Briefly, Kenny and I were on a rural action committee, the energy committee. So we date from the energy efforts of rural action.
Which goes way back.
Well, I was at rural action 96 to 98. And I went to the National Town Meeting for Sustainable America that was held in 1999 in Detroit. A whole bunch of us went from rural action. Francis Strickland.
So it's Alexa, not Alexa?
That's it.
Oh yeah, Alexa, sure to tell everyone.
Yeah.
And this is Francis with an E.
I think we're going to make that happen. It looks good.
Yeah.
We can hold our own.
Whoops.
Yes, she aspires to be Mrs. Senator.
Right.
And she's from Southern Ohio, and of course, her husband was our congressman for many years before he was governor. So we think Francis is one of us.
And you're a farmer's market lover.
I am.
Yes.
And I've been there.
Yes.
I like to actually stop at roadside things, and having grown up on a farm and knowing how important it is to support farmers, I'm really happy to buy right straight from the farmers.
That's great. Thanks so much. Okay. And give our greetings to
Ted. He would have been here tonight if he hadn't had to go to Delaware. And I would have gone with him if I hadn't wanted to be here so much. So we just divided up.
Divide and conquer.
That's right. Thanks.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1,
Caitlin was recently a student at Ohio University. She knows Lorraine McCosker, a wonderful activist for the Sierra.
Are you a Beyond Coal Boy Bobcat?
I was Beyond Gas at
Oh.
that point. So we were Bobcats Beyond Gas a few years ago. So yes, I was one of those students.
So you're going to be with the Buckeye Forest Council in Athens itself?
Yes, yes I am. Starting this week. So.
We'll see you at the Wayne Forest commenting.
Oh yes, I'll be there.
All right.
I have a lot of comments for them. I'm sure we all will.
Great. Yeah, I'm not sure they're even taking comments.
I know.
They're supposed to be just talking to us about what's going to happen. 31,000 acres of the only national forest in Ohio. It's going to be open to fracking.
Right, it was just $50. I know that.
Oil and gas.
Well, not if we have anything to say. Hopefully that won't actually happen.
The other part of the program that we will be showing, which was also taped by Alexa Ross, are events in Athens County in the past week or two. You see the Ohio maps again, and this is southern Ohio, and now a close-up of the Ohio River Butte. One reason I wanted you to see that was that the day that we had a day of action on fracking was November 17th, and we went out to see the injection wells at the K&H injection wells near Torch. And later in the afternoon, a group took the signs that you'll be seeing soon to Pomeroy on the Ohio River. Then they did their protest along the Ohio River in Pomeroy. However, what they were protesting there was the plan to build in Portland, which is right up at the very top there of that map that you see. The yellow bit is Ravenswood, West Virginia, and Portland is north on the Ohio River from Ravenswood. So I did want to explain about that. Then on November 18th, we had a very interesting meeting, the most interesting meeting I probably have ever been to in Athens or anywhere else for that meeting, for that matter. It's just weird. Here you will pretty soon see not only people with signs and being relatively silent, but you will hear people shouting, because this was protests that were made during the Wayne National Forest open house on November 18th in Athens. The Wayne National Forest actually had 3 meetings, one in Marietta, where I think there's a great deal of interest in fracking in the Wayne, and where there's actually likely to be more fracking if they do permit it in the Wayne, because they have the kind of shale underground that is good for fracking purposes. Athens has relatively little, and I don't know that Ironton has really any at all, but it also has portions of the Wayne. So each of those territories where those cities are, Marietta, Athens, and Ironton, are near parts of the Wayne National Forest, which was set up in the 1930s often from played out corn farmlands that were really not productive anymore. So it's important to realize that this is the kind of territory. There will be some maps shown, and Alex took pictures of the displays at the Wayne National Forest meeting in Athens. So you'll see that it's a lot of territory that's not actually part of the forest. It looks kind of like a checkerboard of the parts of the forest. But that's what started the Wayne, which is the only national forest in Ohio. And I think it's very important that we keep the Wayne as much as we can as a protected area.
Twist it.
Remember that? Drink that. Ever drink that? Woo!
And protect our air, the ground that we walk on, and the water that we drink, for not only for ourselves, but for our children and our children's children. This is their future. These injection well sites, there's 11 containers up there that are holding tanks that bring in from the fracking wells themselves. There is 1,100 chemicals that go into the frack wells. When the brine comes up, they bring it to this station over here, the Class 2 injection well site. Then it sits, there's 3 wells at this site, and they will dump that straight into our ground after that it's separated from these holding tanks. And there's no monitors for air, there's no monitors for our water, and there's no monitors for the ground that we walk on. And just for them to say that it's safe and it's okay, and we're supposed to be okay with that. I don't go on their word that that's okay. We would like to see monitors put around these, and legislation can change. We the people need to speak up and say so. So that is my concern.
Were these concerns voiced when this facility first went up here a few years ago?
No, as a matter of fact, this facility went up. None of us in Torch and Coolville in the area knew anything about it for several years. I think it's been there 3 years, and we knew nothing of it or what it was until 5 months ago when the Reinhardt started noticing noises and smells and their ground shaking, and that's when questions started asked, and that's when we learned what this is. And we've been trying to share the word on what's going on here. We've been holding meetings at the Coolville Firehouse the first Thursday of every month to get legislation, get these laws changed, and get monitors put around this facility. This is in our back door, so we need to fight this one first. Legislation can change. Granted, you need to get a hold of your representatives and our lawmakers. I've spoken with Senator Gentile. He knows about this. He is to get back to me. Community that is right across the trees that have children growing up, and who's to say if they're breathing this, what that effect that is going to have on them for their life to come.
Do you need someone to hold a sign?
Hey, if you want to hold the sign, sure.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, yeah. Good sign.
There's another side to it too.
Oh, let's see. Oh.
Yeah, and injection wells, and toxic wells.
Yeah, we should look somber.
Yeah.
Nice touch with the vultures there.
Yeah.
Cried. Nobody yelled at anybody. There was some secret whispering between my sister and I about, oh my God, our mom can't move. But everything
I'm prepared. Put a lot of work into them plans.
And I couldn't explain it in a way that made me think that so the troublemakers look at
Do you accept the reality of global warming?
What?
Global warming?
What about it?
Burning fossil fuels is what's going to do my planet.
I don't
And one, welcome tonight. We're glad to have you all here. We're glad to hear your voice, your questions, and your concerns, and look forward to a successful meeting tonight for our first meeting. And as you'll hear from the Dean, there's going to be many opportunities in the future for you to engage with us, and we'll be listening. So Dean's going to kick this off. Dean's from the Bureau of Land Management, which is the lead agency for federal minerals in the United States.
My name is Dean Gettinger. I'm the district manager for the Northeastern States District of the Bureau of Land Management based out of Milwaukee. And first of all, welcome. Thanks for coming out tonight. We appreciate your time. First thing I want to do is just briefly explain why BLM is here. I know most of you probably heard of BLM, but just for those that aren't familiar with us, Bureau of Land Management is the agency that acts as the mineral managers for all federal minerals, regardless of the Surface Management Agency, in this case, the Forest Service. We work in partnership with them as we do any kind of projects or processes that affect their lands. So the purpose of our meeting, as Tony said, we're here to basically explain our process. This isn't scoping, this isn't a specific project yet. I know there's some information that kind of maybe looks that way, and this is the beginning of that. But we wanted to educate people as to what our process is that we are required to go through by law and by regulation. So quickly, I'll just run through it, big steps. Again, this isn't yet scoping, we will do scoping at the appropriate time, and that will start soon. Our process is such that a private entity or a company can put in a expression of interest, it's called, for oil and gas on public minerals that triggers the process. The first thing we do is that we do what we call adjudication, and I use that term because it's on some of these posters you see, but what that means is we go back through all the ownership records and confirm whether the federal government actually owns those minerals. Because some issues there's a lot of variables, so it's hard to give you a specific time. There's no legislation or regulation that says it has to be done in a particular time frame. Please go to the booth, and we'll be glad to answer any of your questions. We're all here tonight for another hour and a half, and we'll be glad to go through that. Okay, so thank
On the screen, you see the map of Nevada, which is my home state, where I was raised, went to public schools, and so on. And I pretty much covered the western part of the state and also the southern and northern parts of the state just by the fact of, you see the line up at the top. That's the Humboldt River. Humboldt was a great environmentalist of the 19th century, and he has rivers and mountains and stuff like that named for him all over the world. But I was living mostly south of the Humboldt River, except for the one time when I lived right above that bend in the Humboldt on the Indian Reservation, the Duck Valley Indian Reservation, Western Shoshones. However, as a baby, I lived very close to Las Vegas, which, as you know, is right down there at the very south, at a place called Pahrump, for the southern Paiute people. And then I lived in Tonopah, former silver mining town, a little bit farther north. And then during World War II at Walker Lake, there's a little lake there on the just below the bend. And lately in Fallon, which is that line in the middle of the state. That line in the middle of the state is Route US 50, which goes right through Athens and goes all the way out to Nevada, where my brother still lives, and goes around Lake Tahoe, which is right on the corner there of Nevada where the angle is. And that is where I spent 8 wonderful summers as a child at Lake Tahoe. So there's Nevada. And the point about bringing up Nevada is that I was first introduced to the Bureau of Land Management out west because Nevada is 85% federal land. It has never been privatized. Why not? Because there is no water. So you have to have water in order for human life to exist. And there are lots of places in Nevada where there isn't much water, at least on the surface. So, Alexa, that's the point of seeing my state, Nevada. And we met some men from the Bureau of Land Management at the program that we've just seen, and where the yelling occurred and so forth, right? What is your take on the what you've done to, I see you looking at some of those points on the Wayne National Forest.
Well, the Buckeye Forest Council developed this list of talking points.
Right.
Unfortunately, I wrote my comments before I looked at the list. But the Forest Service must consent. And the horizontal fracking did not exist when this land and resource management plan was created. So that needs to be revived.
Well, this was handed out by the Buckeye Forest Service people who were wearing those white T-shirts and doing the loudest yelling, I think. And it said about the Wayne, it had the Wayne with dripping, you know.
Yes, dripping oil.
And they were handing these out and they were holding it up saying, no consent, no consent. Because the Wayne National Forest has to consent to the Bureau of Land Management opening the Wayne to fracking.
Yes, I don't know where we got this idea that protected lands should be exploited for private enterprise. That's number one. And then they don't seem to accept the reality of global heating. It's unsafe to bring these things out of the earth. Let them stay there. We don't know how to use them efficiently. We leak vast amounts of methane, which is much worse than carbon dioxide as a greenhouse gas.
Yeah.
Each well requires 1,800 truck trips to develop. So the air pollution is staggering. The water pollution, the water will be contaminated with toxic radioactive chemicals forever.
Right, and that's forever. They are taking clean water, clean fresh water, putting these various fracking agents in it.
Right, and as the Buckeye says, there's a lot of old and abandoned wells. Who knows where they are? So these are entry points.
Yes.
If we can't find them, then, you know, the catastrophe is magnified.
Yes, it's going to be a real problem, because if that fresh water is contaminated and put down, injected into the 9 wells in Athens County, not to mention the 7 or 8 that they have in Meigs County, that is going to be there permanently. And that dock that we were talking about, then people were protesting in Pomeroy, in Portland, up along the Ohio River, right where US 33 crosses over to Ravenswood. Portland is just beyond that, just north of there. That is supposed to bring in fracking waste from West Virginia and Pennsylvania.
Who have better laws than we do, so they don't use their own territory for this.
I'm not too sure why Ohio keeps saying we have these great protections, but I haven't seen it. Why do they send it to us? We got 9/10 of the fracking waste that was sent in to Athens County in the first 3 months of this year came from West Virginia and Pennsylvania, out of state. Wasn't even Ohio fracked area. I guess that's good. They're fracking their own in their own counties maybe, but this whole idea of ruining fresh water forever, putting it down with fracking waste in it,
and the casements always fail, the cement that's around the tube. They always fail.
Well, they will have, I mean, you know, they aren't going to last forever. People seem to think they will, but I don't see how they possibly can. And as you point out, with climate change being such a, right in the news, right as we are speaking, they're preparing in Paris to have 150 heads of state from around the world to come to talk about climate change problems and the problems of little countries that are just islands that are going to disappear if climate change gets as bad as people say it might.
And even if we stop burning fossil fuels today,
right,
the accumulation, it'll take many years just to catch up and, you know, slow that big ocean liner to a stop.
Right.
I see these well pads and roads create hundreds of acres of forest clearings,
yes,
which degrades wildlife habitat. And then the frack wastewater is collected in pools, which is a terrible hazard for migrating birds to alight in there for
right,
sustenance and water, and they get poisoned.
Well, some wells are worse than others. We definitely have one in Athens County that is just an open pool, although it's called an injection well. And they are talking about putting in more. The K&H ones that we saw are all in southeastern Athens County, so that they will be near the Ohio River and near this proposed dock at Portland. And what are we going to do with, there's a new one in today's paper. This is the 24th. I think it's, yes, it's the 24th. In today's OU Post, there is an announcement that another permit is being requested on Route 144, which is where we were. We were very close to Route 144 over there near Torch. That's where it is. So there will soon probably be one more permitted injection well in Athens County. And we're already the #1 county in the state that is receiving it. We aren't doing any fracking ourselves.
We're the sacrifice zone.
We're the sacrifice zone. They're dumping their waste there, here in Athens County.
I like this last sentence. The Wayne National Forest was not established to directly enrich private landowners and mineral rights speculators.
That's right. And so I really want to thank you for doing your wonderful taping, both for the Ohio Environmental Council Green Gala and Upgrade Athens County.
It's always exciting to see the usual suspects.
Yes, and then to show Torch and Pomeroy and the protests on November 17th, and then on November 18th, the Wayne National Forest open house, which erupted as we saw.
Bureau of Land Management.
Yes, and with people, protesters on both sides, but of course most of them actually were protesters of the possibility of fracking.
Mm-hmm. And apparently some Forest Service employee pushed around, got a little aggressive.
Yeah. Yes, there's something about that in the paper too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but all in all, a very, very interesting session, wasn't
We
it?
live in interesting times.
We live in interesting times. Thanks so much, Alexa.
My
This
pleasure.
is Lois Whaley for Women Today and Yesterday.